All right. It is Monday, June 29th, 2026. It is Motivated Monday. And I am just sort of talking to hear myself talk today. I'm actually going to cut it quite short because sometimes we have to listen to our bodies, right? Getting work done and being most productive you can be um, when it comes to achieving your goals, right? There are times where you just have to step back and say, I need a rest day. And today's probably one of those days I'm going to do the bare minimum. Why? I had a long day yesterday. I worked all day yesterday. Started off the day yesterday with a super hard run, workout run. Just not to get into too boring, but it was 5 minute intervals combined with every 5 minute run, body weight exercise, right? And then just repeat, and got faster and faster every minute on the run. And that's such a difficult run. Ran about 5 miles total yesterday, combined with the body weight exercises. And then we had a broker open where it was a great event that Fatih put together. And it um, five artists, $1.6 million home. Absolutely great event. A Rolls Royce on display as well. It was really cool event. But I was there doing that all day too, helping set up with that, sweating all day long, and it just took it out of me. And then, for some reason, even though I was exhausted, couldn't fall asleep until after 2 o'clock in the morning. So, under 5 hours sleep, ran did just stuff all day yesterday. Um, I need a rest day, and it's okay to need rest days, right? That's natural. It's normal. Don't beat yourself up when you need to take it easy because you need to give yourself the grace and the ability to say, I need time for me. I need time to rest and recover. And to know that that's normal, to know that that's natural is okay, and it's intelligent, right? It's a smart thing to do. You can't constantly push, right? You keep push. You endanger yourself, into getting to burnout, right? Into crashing. And I want to avoid burnout, right? I want the ability to keep pushing as hard as I can, as long as I can, while using rest when I need to use rest. So those are sort of my thoughts for the day. And it's not my normal, typical motivated Monday, right? I didn't pull together all the questions today. Today was just I roll with the punches, right? So because sometimes in life we have to roll with the punches. We have to adapt. And being able to adapt is incredibly important in life when it comes to any goals. I have a story where um, I was starting my YouTube channel, starting the ATL Tour, right? And um, it was initially came from a concept I had called Tour Dunwoody, but my Tour Dunwoody concept to me wasn't big enough, right? I wanted to go bigger than just Dunwoody. So then it became the ATL Tour. And right when I started it, the goal was go out to restaurants, businesses, whatnot. COVID happened. And all of a sudden I was like, I can't go out to restaurants, right? I can't go out to businesses. I can't do what the plan for the show was. So I adapted. I kept filming the show. I said, the show must go on. So I started filming it from my desk at the time and filmed it about life during COVID with my daughter. She was on the show with me and, just what we were dealing with the homeschooling and having to be home all the time, not really be able to do things. So it was a very unique time. But again, what I'm getting at from that is that I adapted, right? I roll with the punches and I changed up. So ultimately, when it comes to a plan, there are times where the plan doesn't always go according to plan. Right? You need to be able to assess what you're doing and say, okay, how do I continue to be successful with this? And how do I, um, you know, change a plan up if it's not working? Sometimes not all plans work. Good morning, Miss Fatih.
Morning.
How are you today?
I am great. How are you?
Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. I was just saying, I'm gonna cut it short today. It's not my normal um, get after 'em morning. It's adapting and rolling with the punches sometimes, and sometimes that's required. Sometimes it's needed, right? Like, can't always be push. You have to listen to your body to avoid burnout. And so, I am putting one foot in front of the other today. But I was talking about yesterday's event a moment ago and just saying, how much yesterday took it out of me. And so I think it's in my best interest to recover a little bit today, especially after not getting much sleep last night. Um, so since it's only you and me, what is there anything on your mind today when it comes to goals, achieving your goals, or needing help achieving your goals?
Um, I think it was more of a realization for me. But achieving goals is it's just there really isn't much to it besides just going forward and just doing the work. Like when you set a goal,
Hmm.
you just got to do it.
You just got to do it. Exactly.
Literally, like I'm
Exactly.
yeah, definitely understand the Nike, just the check sign, just do it. Like I
Just do it.
understand. Just literally
It's
just do it.
It's a
Literally.
swoosh. It's a swoosh. It's not a check sign.
It is honestly, I felt like it was someone who was sitting there and had a bunch of tasks, right? And they just kept on doing check mark after check mark after check mark. And then maybe someone was consistently just tell them, just do it. So check mark, just do it. Then it
I think a
became
high
a
schooler
swoosh.
came up with that. I forget. Maybe it
Really?
wasn't a Nike. No, it wasn't. It may not. It may not have been the Nike logo. There was some. There is some famous logo that like a high schooler came up with, like in a contest or something like that. And I don't remember if it's a Nike logo. Um.
But there's a movie about it too, so
Okay.
yeah.
So real quick, we've been talking about tracking. Have you been tracking
Um
your progress and your goals and the things you should be doing?
so the tracking system that I have now is what is it called? The open house sign stuff, like the sign in. That was
Hmm.
that's a tracker. Um, but now we're trying to figure out how to integrate them into Command or Lofty.
Hmm. Yeah, you definitely need to
But
pull them in there and set them on follow up. And again, like we talked about, tag them based on what their, interests are, whether they're agent, where they're from. So, okay, these are art show people, these are agents. These are people who are interested in art, right? Like, especially because you want to know who the art crowd is that is interested in that comes to these events because the art crowd that shows up is probably the ones with more disposable income.
yeah,
No. So yeah, just you forget, but again, tracking the other, you know, tasks and things that you're doing, the work that you're doing to help achieve your goals. You need to make sure you're tracking that so you see what's effective and what is not.
yeah. One thing I did learn is that I need to maybe space the events out a little more so that I have time to do follow up.
Uh-huh.
Because with this one, the only follow up that I was really able to do was the follow up to invite them to the next event.
Uh-huh.
So, but even in that conversation, I told them, hey, like, I want to invite you to this event, but I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you about real estate and your real estate goals. And a couple people actually were like, yeah, let's do it. I'd be interested. So now it's just following up with them and setting up a time.
Yeah. And I think some of that too might be, I mean, how interested, like maybe it's a follow, start with a follow-up phone call. Like, how interested are they in making a deal happen, right? Because, I mean, I guess you can't. Well, you can always get together with someone for coffee or whatever. That's not that's never a terrible decision. You go deeper with relationships. Um,
Yeah. Especially like I feel like you also have to take into account the clientele that you're talking to these are the average people that you're probably not going to see at a home buyer seminar. These are the average people that, so I feel like just catering to that clientele, it's about kind of just meeting them someplace that's not like an office setting, because they're a little different from the average person, especially with how I'm meeting them, through the art
Mhm.
gallery space.
Yeah,
So it's got to be from more of a not so business professional standpoint, but obviously when they have the meeting, sitting down and just being like, "Hey, have you considered this? Have you considered this?" And then following it up with, "Let's set a consultation appointment or something like that." And even the coffee could be it will be in a consultation appointment, because
yeah,
if I feel like I'd be a little bit more strategic with my approach with the people that are coming to these art showcases, because it's about creating an experience, and that experience needs to translate to the real estate side as well, not just the art.
yeah, absolutely. So, all right, awesome. Well, start figuring out, make sure you set up your plan for the follow up, and it should be a fairly quick follow up. Like, I mean, because a lot of like, again, let's say, five people said that, yeah, I want to have that conversation for sure. And then in reality, you'll probably end up getting together with one of them. I mean, right? Like that's the way pipelines work, But at the same time, it's like because right, they say, yeah, I'm interested, but then right from the reality, like it's like life's, and they say, oh, it's not really now's not the time, but I do want to have this conversation when the time is right. And then just like, okay, perfect. Then, but they see that you did that follow up, and then you do what you say you're going to do, and you continue to follow up until that time is right. So because if I mean, hey, it would be amazing if five people said, yes, Fati, I want to have a conversation about real estate. And all five of them said, this week, let's have that conversation this week. That would be absolutely amazing because then you have five appointments. Right. So, yeah, again, like you said, you didn't do the follow up, then making sure you're doing the follow up on all the people that were, not the agents, right? That are the guests of the event. So, so that now you recognize that you didn't get that. So now you make the correction and get those follow-ups and figure out the game plan for those people. Hopefully that's helpful. You already knew what to do, so I didn't really help.
Right.
um,
Sure.
awesome. Anything else? Because I really want to.
No, that's it.
Well, hey, it was a short one today. Thanks for jumping on the call. I am grateful for you. I am Tony Toich with Motivated Monday. Good morning and good luck. Uh, end call for all.